Hi everybody, it's your woman of fashion Flash Drasman back again with ambition, and let's crack on where we left off. Right, we've got 2 days. We've got our meeting with Ludovico. We've got that coming up. We have got lots of beryl because we did some dangerous things. Let's explore Paris and see what we can find. Right, we've got Ludovico's lead, the abandoned studio. Let's go to the park, created by the infamous libertine Louis-Philippe d'Orléans. This rendezvous location is a bustling garden filled with strange adventures and exotic attractions. What could possibly go wrong? Travelling the northern section of the 8th arrondissement, the sky is clear and the sun is shining. The crowds in this part of the city are picking up, and out of curiosity you head in the same general direction. The sights that greet your eyes next is nothing short of surreal. A massive garden dotted with all sorts of fantastic buildings, small Egyptian pyramids, Roman columns, Turkish tents, and more, all clustered around a sparkling lake. People in costumes strut about the different buildings, enthralling tourists with fantastic tales of dubious authenticity. Still, it looks like everyone is having fun. This must be Parc Monceau, created by the fabulous wealthy Duke of Chartres. Again, I apologise. Taking note of your surroundings, you jot the location down in your journal. Parc Monceau is now an available rendezvous location. It's fun and tacky, the kind of place to take someone that's adventurous but doesn't take themselves too seriously. I don't think. Yeah. After a quick loop on the gardens, you head home. Already you're dreaming of an excuse to head back and try and figure out who else you know that might appreciate Parc Monceau as much as you do. Okay? 1st Avril 1789. So basically, every time we take a trip to the market, or we take a trip into town, then every time we take a trip into Paris, it takes 1 day. The Bastille, a towering castle in the middle of Paris, a symbol of the ancient regime's power. These days it's used to store weapons, ammunition and prisoners the crown finds particularly undesirable. And 120 days of incitement. Okay. One such prisoner is the infamous Marquis de Sade, a libertine pro-revolutionary writer who believes in absolute freedom from tyranny, freedom from religion, and freedom from morality itself. He has also written a staggering amount of pornography, extremely unconventional pornography. Excellent. In the last decade I've seen him shuffled between various asylums. He now resides in the Bastille. These days he spends all of his time writing, but has recently started calling out the window to anyone that might listen. He claims that prisoners are being secretly executed within the prison, but there's no evidence as to whether this is actually true or not. These claims have reached enough sympathetic ears that it's caused an uproar of indignation amongst the public. The prison commander has found himself under official investigation as a result, and the military command in charge of the Bastille now look like fools. The military has lost a little power. Later on, the commander of the Bastille reached the end of his patience and had the Marquis transferred to a new asylum. According to the newspaper, the mad nobleman was as naked as a worm when he was led from the building. It is believed that this act of public exposure was intended to humiliate him, but he said the smiling libertine claimed that he had found the experience both enjoyable and enlightening, something that he yelled quite clearly to any nearby reporters. Excellent. And so, in life, Paris goes on. And so, in Paris, life goes on. Right, we've got another 3 day. So, we need to look at military dress. Let's go to our wardrobe. Right. We'll go with that because I like that. So we don't need a new dress. We do need to sell one of these though, I think. No, we'll hold off on that one. Right, let's just go back. Go to journal. You met. That's him. Well, we know about this pair. Okay. Alright, so journal. Let's have a look at the crown. So the military has loyal to the crown. So this is how loyal they are, how much power they've got. Faction power. This is where their allegiance lies. So they are basically heavily heavily aligned to the revolution. Fairly evil on faction power. Okay, well, faction power, the crown. Okay, well, I think I understand this. Right, okay. Right, we've got no gossip to sell. Calendar. Let's explore Paris again. That is. No, hang on, I've got this wrong, innit? I keep getting this wrong. Opera Gala. Right, I keep getting this wrong. That's our first one. Right, let's close. Right, that is with royalty. So let's go back to my wardrobe. I need to make sure it's a royalty. Church. The crown, rather. Yeah, we need to get dressmakers because that ain't going to wash. That ain't going to wash at all. So let us return to the calendar, explore Paris, and go and get a Scola Petite Mogale visit location. Okay, so our next event is not with him, it's one at Crown, isn't it? It's +5, -1. You see, provincial dress. See, we can afford that, and it kind of ticks 3 boxes actually. Let's buy you because you tick a few boxes. Confirm. Right, let's sell one of these. You are going to get us more. I'm going to sell you because you'll get more. Let's sell you. Confirm. Okay, we've done that, so let's leave the shop. That's taken a day. 2nd Avril 1789. Yeah, so basically every time you visit the map, it costs you a day. Request the attendance of Countess Suzanne Uves. Request the attendance of Yvette Ducot to their triumph on the 12th of Avril 1789. This intimate party is sure to be the final example of merriment. Let's accept it. Keep an eye on the money. Credibility's gone up. Excellent. Keep an eye on it. We've only got 1 level of exhaustion. Right, so rendezvous with our money, yeah. Then that, day of rest, then that, and we've got a bit of time, so we're going to go with that because, oh, hang on. Hang on. Yeah, let's go with this one, the provincial dress, because rendezvous. Okay. After spending the first half of the getting ready, you head out for your rendezvous. Unfortunately, you can feel the exhaustion setting as you step out the door. Tonight is going to be a long night. Being exhausted has given you a credibility penalty. That's I wonder how you get rid of. I know how to get rid of credibility, but it's how do you get rid of exhaust? How do you get rid of beryl? Anyway, you return to the surreal landscape of Parc Moncoeur. This massive gardens are bustling with people who are gasping and gawking at the many displays that costumed persons demonstrating the treasures of the world. Ludovico arrives at the same time as yourself approaches. He stands close, but with just enough distance to provide him with plausible deniability should anyone become suspicious of you two. I feel blessed to even look at you, he says with a smile, and you catch his eyes lingering in a few choice places. Dear me. Steady on there, you're a man of the cloth. You gained a staggering amount of faith with I'll bet we did, Randy so-and-so. Reluctantly, he takes his gaze off you and he examines your location. Ludovico's eyes lighten up when he looks at the surreal landscape of Parc Moncoeur. It's fun, adventurous, and even a little educational. I love it. You gain some favour. The young priest is an absolute blur as he takes you by the hand and leads you around the park, forgetting himself in his giddiness. The two of you start to narrate your adventures together as if you were characters in a book. A few hours later, you realise it gets started to get late, and the two of you depart together. Looking at Ludovico, you feel like the today went quite well. 3rd Avril 1789. Well, that went well. Can't grumble at that, can we? Alright, so we're now here. We're now at the party. So now, go to the party. Right, okay. Right, let's put that on. Provincial dress, because they're like that. Yeah, we'll go with that. Provincial dress, go to the party. That's a pain, but what can I do? Hopefully, we'll gain credibility. Assess your preparations. Yep. Yeah. Credibility's gone up. Yep, fine. You step down at your carriage, you hear a ripple of whispers that signal you arrival to any social event these days. There's a small line of entry of the cathedral as guests are waiting in line. While you're standing in line, you manage to overhear an interesting rumour. You make a mental note of it just in case. You gain a cheap piece of crown gossip. Fortunately, you feel the exhaust is setting as you look past the door towards the enormous crowd of party guests. Tonight's going to be a long night. See, that's the problem, innit? Yeah, so it doesn't take much. Yep, so that was bad. Yeah, a servant checks your invitation and everything seems to be in order. Yeah, we can do that. She gazes for text scripts from you, sets it aside. As you enter the party, you can hear the whispers of other guests noting your generosity. That's how you get Peril down. Interesting. You spent 10 livers, you get a little amount of credibility, you lost a tiny amount of Peril. Right, okay. Now let the games begin. Right, so we've got you. You are vestibule here, some strange noise emanating from a coat closet. Whatever could that be? Okay. We've got deconstructed criticism. You come across a painter locked in a conversation with some amateur art critic. Judging from the look on her face, she would rather be anywhere else. Something that this woman's skill, earnestness looks like it bears further investigation. Okay. We've got you are gains a chance, might be illegal, but doesn't mean they aren't widely enjoyed. After all, you don't win or lose. Okay. And we've got you. A conversation with a clever woman could yield you some valuable results, but first you might find to divert some. You'll have to find a way to divert a certain meddlesome musician. So basically, we could get a lot from this. Some simple advice. We've got nothing to gain from that. Let's go. This is one where we can gain an awful lot. Okay, right, so let's go with this one. Pick a conversation. In the midst of your latest conversation, you feel the ethereal pull of a lead on gossip. You're absolutely certain that woman you're speaking with knows something that Pierre would find valuable. Due to the way she's speaking, it's likely to be cheap gossip, but it's about the kind, so that's still quite good. Suddenly, just as she's about to finish, a gentleman loudly barges into the middle of your conversation. Good afternoon, madams. Would you both be interested in joining me at the harpsichord? I have a grand new composition that I'm about to demonstrate. Oh, really? You're a musician, she asks. How intriguing. You can feel her focus on her previous discussion slipping away. Okay. Pardon my friend, it's the middle of a lovely story. I'd like to hear the rest. The choice increases your power by a small amount. My story, she was still remembering where she has suddenly remembering where she was in her narrative. I think that story I can wait. Several others are already arriving to hear my work, and I was just inviting you to be polite. He hisses at you in a way that feels distinctly impolite. You've lost amount of credibility. I've lost all my credibility. You're ridiculous. Conversation partner follows me to his harpsichord and he begins to play for a crowd. The musician is good, but the conversation afterwards shifts entirely to the musical specifics, and the jests are simply beyond your field of expertise. It feels like you might as well not even be part of the conversation at all. Eventually, you give up this particular lead. It appears you'll have to search somewhere else. That's a blight. I made a mess of that one. Right, so we've got you come across a painter locked in a conversation with an amateur art critic. Judging from the look on her face, you'd rather be anywhere else. Okay. Dinner party. We've got chambermaid is charged with returning a lost pouch of coins. Perhaps you could assist her with such an endeavour. Here we've got conversation with you. You are best we hear strange noise in the coat closet. That's that one. That's gave a chance. None of these look particularly. Let's go with this one. These all look particularly bad. You step away from the party proper to take a break in the vestibule. You can scan the guests filling in and out, filing in and out. You try to decide where to make your next move. You suddenly pick up the sound of something unusual. You hear a small voice coming from the coat closet. Mister, you find something interesting. If this is secret tryst between star-crossed lovers, it better not be on my shawl. A story building with mysterious noises. Is this a haunting? Let's go with the middle one. Drawing up the full power of your personal dignity, you approach your closet door and press your ear to it. Starting to hear what's on the side door, you don't hear the messy fumbling of two lovers succumbing to their forbidden passion. In fact, you hear quite the opposite. It's a mumbling and crying of a young girl. Judging from the sound, she can't be older than 15. Knocking on the door. Pardon, mademoiselle, are you alright? You might want to get out of the closet before you embarrass yourself. Mademoiselle, are you perchance a vengeful spirit from the beyond? Yep, I'm fine, she says, quavering voice, says a quavering voice from the side of the closet. Your doubtful silence speaks volumes. Actually, I'm not fine, the voice admits. I'm very not fine. But it's forced me to come here, and I said a bunch of stupid stuff, and everybody got bored or mad. And now it's just as bad as I thought it would be. The voice sniffles. I just want to stay home and read books about spies. My name's Amelie, by the way. Are you joking? When I was young, I would have killed for this. We do this because we must. The socialising is a trade like any other. Yes, go with the middle. I don't want to learn this trade. I don't even want an apprenticeship. You don't, Stu. You must do something. And hide in the closet, isn't it? Because that's all we have to do. Might as well make the most of it. That sounds like a lot like giving up. But what shall I do now? You don't need to talk a lot yet. Just need to listen. Start there. Find someone sure to introduce yourself. They'll be thrilled. Yeah. For a while, or you can silence from inside the coat closet. Novelty lost. The queen's recently been decked in a spectacularly diamond necklace. Yeah, that was a disaster. Well, not we got rid of it, but apart from that, it just did not lead us anywhere useful. 4 I've got 1789. Ludovicia wants to meet us again. We shall accept. I'm fine with that. Alright, we've now got a date of rest. Explore Paris. We need to get rid of this. Let's stay at the estate. Home. Visit location. Get rid of the exhaustion. Decide to take the day off and spend most of your time at home resting and recuperating. Spend the day and take care of yourself. Do something like when you finally feel recharged. Exhaustion has been affecting you before has passed. Good. With a complete turn, face other matters and demand your attention. Next day. Okay. Oh, she's back. You look at the sound of coming knocking on your door. Good morning, madame. The house is rented due today, and as are my wages. You have necessary full living, and if you put better use elsewhere, yeah, pay them. But Monsieur Vicu, madame, Camille says with a smile, with a curtsy as you hand her the money. You've paid 40 livres. Camille leaves to deliver the money, and without the business concluded, your day may continue. Yeah, so we need more gossip, because without that we can't go anything. Go to the party. This is a military party. Right, okay. Go to the party. Yep, we'll do that. Okay. Yes, carriage near the party, you consider taking one last moment to assess your preparations. You tell them to keep the carriage to see you're wearing a provincial outfit. They greatly approve of it. Fantastic. Yep, ready to rock and roll. You step down out of your carriage and hear a ripple of whispers that signal you're off to any social event these days. There's a small lead. Yep, this is standard. Four ladies to an open field, richly appointed tents as guests are waiting to get in. While you're standing in line, you manage to overhear interesting rumour. Cool. Yep, pretty much. Cheap military gossip. You're neither well rested nor exist. Nothing's holding you back from doing the best in this game of wits. So if it checks your invitation, seems to have an order. Yep. Your grateful takes a gift from you and sits aside as you enter. You can hear whispers of other guests noting your generosity. Credibility up, peril down. Okay, now let the games begin. Right, so let's have a look at what we've got. We've got your approach by a woman who's playing a most unusual game with the host. This strange game must be conducted in secret, but it's also uniquely suited to your sort of talents. Shocking bourgeoisie gossip. Okay. A gallant dragoon has a thoughtful kind of adventurous stories of his childhood spent in the colonies. He seems quite a charming sort. Okay. We've got Pair of soldiers seem to be quite concerned with the rumours that have been heard lately. It's unlikely to be able to get them to divulge these rumours altogether. Perhaps you could divide and conquer, as it were. Okay. Yep, we could get with that one. And we've got down here, we've got Dragoon Corporate of all seems to have heard something that's bothering him. Right, I think we've got shocking bourgeoisie gossip there. We've got nothing there, and we're going to go with this pair because we can get an awful lot with this one. Let's pick this conversation. The two men without uniforms have any kind of talking with each other next to a cannon. They seem extremely tense. This disquiet draws you towards them like a bayonet towards a heart. I've heard some sincerely disquieting things about the goings on with the aristocracy, and I simply don't know who else I can talk to. Then it seems we are on the same boat, mon ami. I've heard similar distressing things about the revolutionaries from my friends who are closer to such circles. However, it brings dishonour upon my name to even voice such a thing. We can't afford to become enemies of either the Khan or the revolution. You're not entirely sure what it would mean to be declared an enemy of the revolution, but if your encounters with Maximum are an indication, it will be less than pleasant. Yeah, agreed. We shan't discuss this further, but for the sake of preserving our honour, the man on the left proclaims with an outraged seriousness that men sometimes muster the smallest contrivances. It's clear that these men are so bursting with desire to talk that you can scarcely contain themselves. It would be trivial to extract this information from them should you make the attempt. However, there's truth to the danger they spoke of. If you indicate these secrets, members of either the Crown or the Revolution will surely know. In fact, we should disperse for now. This companion replies, there's no such thing as too much caution when it comes to reversing one's honour. To this, the other nods in stout agreement. This is your chance, but who should you follow? I'd like something related to revolution. Let's go with the Crown. They follow royalist at some distance until he's far enough from his friend not to be overheard. Specifically, you arrange it so that you can chance across him while he's acquiring some new refreshments in a tent. He's wisely chosen a glass of white wine, which is a better choice in this heat than a heavy red. As you are you as parched as I am, madam? He asks when you pick up a glass of the same. It's a cheap ploy, but identical drinks make an easy conversation starter. You find it a little harder to gain his confidence than you'd imagine initially guessed, but you make quick headway once you've pretended to be innocently ignorant of politics. Once he's no longer viewed as you as a threat, he's more than willing to tell you about the rumour that's been bothering him. Cheap Crown gossip. You carefully memorise the details of the gossip, but also keenly aware that you're not going to be the last person he talks about. They simply put, he's bad at keeping a secret, which means that your part in this is likely to come to light, especially to those connected to the Crown. Right, so basically, there's a good chance we could get found out about this. Okay. Now, you've lost a little favour with Elizabeth. I can't even remember who she is, but she's not happy with us. Okay. Conversation that follows after is a little stilted. Normally you'd stay in order to chat and make him feel at ease, but you can tell he's realising he's made a grave mistake. Before you leave before you can get drawn into the throes of his growing panic. Unsure of the time, you already begin to search to see if there's anything else you can do at this part of what finishes. Right, so we've not got. He's still in there. This pair, sister artilleryman. Seems to know everything that her brother overhears in the barracks, but to learn more you'll have to divert the tiresome bore who keeps interrupting her. You've got come across someone interviewing a man for the sake of a book, bourgeoisie gossip, or you've got person over here. I such as having trouble concerting other military passers at the event. Military gossip, cheap military gossip. Going with this pair is let's go this one. Pick a conversation. As you stroll through the space between the tents, taking the sun, and you see a woman sitting alone, angrily silent to herself. You decide to approach her after she shifts listlessly in her seat for the 5th time. Dear Mercy, I was starting to think I'd become invisible, she says to herself when she notices you. Sacre-bleu, you're Yvette Ducot, aren't you? She gasps as she looks you in the eye for the first time. It's also nerving how recognisable you've become. At least you understand how it feels to be out of place, she sighs, this time less happily. My husband is a soldier who recently transferred to Paris. I followed him, of course, but now it means I'm in a city where I don't know anyone. I've met the other military wives, but they already know each other, and my every attempt at pleasantry is rebuffed. She looks down at the table and starts to shake. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of parties where everyone only wants to talk about the army. I'm sick of haughty women who find every excuse to discard me. I'm sick of other women acting like they're better than me because their husband outranks my husband. Nobody ever listened to me, but I sure listen to them, she says, eyes rolling. What exactly do you hear that when they ignore you? Oh, so many things. For example, did you know that? But it actually tells you the latest goings on the misbehavings that may have been bubbling up within the military ranks. Cheap military gossip. And honestly, it gets so much more worse. Worse? Tell me more. Before we continue that, I just want you to know that I know you're using me. Oh, okay, fair enough. However, I simply don't care at this point. What do you think of this? You gained a piece of shocking military gossip. Well, I must say it's been a pleasure, but I must be going, she says with a nod in your direction. Bon chance, Yvette. She leaves, and you begin to review the part, see if there's anything you can do before the event comes to a close. Excellent. So, an older veteran who stands accused of murder has been discovered to be receiving care packages delivered by soldiers in his jail cell. Yep, necklace, older vet, yeah. Shocking to gossip. Captain the guardrail was recently caught engaged in an utterly staggering number of extramarital affairs. He's a vulgar cad or romantic rogue. Well, we'll take that. Continue. Not particularly dreadful. Not particularly bad. Right. Alright, let's go. What to do now? Explore Paris. We've got 2 days before we meet our rather romantic priest. Let's go to the Trompette de Peuple. I can't even pronounce that. I'm trying to think what we do. Right, so I think we do get some money first from him, and then we'll go and check out on these two places. Visit location. USP office. You find it more disorderly than usual, with Pierre pacing frantically in the midst of all the chaos. It looks at you and exclaims, "Ah, madame, thank God you've arrived. I've been keenly checking the winds of public opinion, and I finally heard journalistic senses tell me that our readership desperately cries out for stories concerning the bourgeoisie. However, I'm at a loss for such information. If you give me some fresh gossip relevant to the faction, with excellent news, I'll reward you with 30 livres in addition to your finder's fee." Okay. Yeah, we'll have a go. Yep, so business, and I'm not sure what penalty that's going to give me, but right, so we cheat and gossip. Yep, well, okay, there's no chance. Okay, there's 1 in 20. Okay, yep, 1 in 10. Cool. Sell that gossip. 1 in 4. Let's take the risk. And let's have a look at you. 1 in 3. God, let's take the risk. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, that's got some money. Hopefully not going to get me to do much bother, but hey ho. Right. 7th Avril, 1789. You pull through the social page of the newspaper while taking your breakfast, sitting at your vanity. One of the benefits of working for PA is getting a free newspaper every day. It's then that you nearly spit said breakfast over the mirror when you read social pages more closely, paying attention to key details. You realise that the stories Pierre wrote years ago can trace back to you. If you can do it, there's a good chance someone else can too. Oh dear. Of course, this will not do great things for your reputation. Oh dear. Alright, okay, that didn't go well, did it? Right, what do we want to do now? 34 peril. We need to work on that. Right. Necessary honesty, naval architecture. Let's go to Ludovic. Current objective. Read him here so that you might discuss what he's been learning. Let's go visit that location. Before you leave the house, you left earlier than usual that morning, uncertain of how long it would take you to walk to the fountain that Ludovico mentioned in his letter to you. Given that you're still new at skullduggery, it's hard to dress in darker clothes and stick to comfortable walking shoes. Surprisingly enough, you managed to find the fountain without getting turned around. It seems like the perfect place for a meeting like this. It's just enough people wandering around that you won't draw attention. You've also few enough that you'll be able to find somewhere secluded to talk. Looking around, you spot Ludovico anywhere, so you can't spot him anywhere, so you decide to take a seat at the edge of the fountain. It makes sense to be visible enough that he'll be able to find you without any flashy waving or signalling. You get comfortable, smooth out your skirt and pause for a moment to reflect on your decisions that led you to this point in your life, where you're having secret rendezvous with priests to learn more about your hated enemies. If anything, they must have been good decisions. Sometimes later, after you waved away a particularly enthusiastic tea salesman for the third time, a familiar face emerges behind the shadows of a tree. Bonjour, madame. He nods pleasantly. You seem troubled. Is there anything that this humble priest might help you with? Did Father Moise have too trouble to discuss in public? I'll go somewhere private. As this is excited, madam, please lead the way. You gain more favour with him. I should think so. You find a quiet corner in the square to speak with Ludovico. He opens the book he's carrying and reads over some sort of list he's keeping in it. As I said before, I'm sorry for everything that happened to you. Something about Maxim's smug demeanour has all rubbed me the wrong way, even ignoring all his snide remarks about the church. That in mind, I started asking about him, seeing if his revolutionary righteousness was real or mere facade. He favours you with a sly smile. At first I thought it would be difficult to interview so many people, but you'd be amazed at what people are willing to tell a simple priest. While it's nothing solid, I think he'll be interested in the fact that Maxim Hasser goes through service quite quickly. He hands you a list of names, presumably of servants that used to work for Maximin. There's the usual complaints about long hours, skip wages, general unpleasantness. However, one of them stood out for me simply because of how few details I could find. A servant leaving their master under mysterious circumstances. If Maximum has a dark secret, then this is it. You help me a lot to me. It's nothing. I just find trying to do the right thing. You're not sure if Ludovico expect to extract revenge could be really classified as the right thing, but you're not going to complain. If you're going to seek revenge on Maximum, best time to do it would be on April the 24th, the night of this great solemn. It's guaranteed to be well attended, which means you can't just ignore your accusations. Of course, to do this you'll need both evidence and an invitation. While I must go, be warned that tracking this person down will not be easy. I couldn't find any information about this mysterious servant, not their name, where they live, or even the position held in Maximin's home. Still, I pray for your success. Ciao, madame, Ludovico says before leaving. You stop to think about this new information. A mysterious servant who left Maximin's employment suddenly, under murky circumstances, seems to be fruitful. You'll have to dig a bit deeper. Okay, put this on the map. With that, you start the head. I'm already planning your next move against your sworn enemy. If you're going to bring Maximum to ruin, you'll have to be ready by the April 24th. Right, so we haven't got long, have we? Okay, right. So we've got to bring him down. We've got 2 weeks. Right, what we're doing? Let's have a rendezvous with. I'm trying to keep this episode a lot shorter than the last one because I got a bit engaged in the last one. We're about over an hour. Trying to keep this one a bit shorter, I think. Right, let's meet him again. Let's go. Rendezvous with the man. Do. Let's go with that one. Exhausted again. It doesn't take much, does it? After spending the first half of the game, ready, you head out for your rendezvous. Unfortunately, you feel exhaustion setting in. Yep, usual comment. Yep, I haven't got any credibility. So that's you. We're back in Park Moncoeur. This massive garden are bursting with people who are gasping and gawking at many displays and costume persons demonstrating the treasures of the world. Okay, yep, same again. With just enough distance to provide. Ludovico arrives at the same time as yourself and approaches you. He stands close but with just enough distance to provide him with plausible deniability should anyone become suspicious of you two. I feel blessed to have look upon you, he says with a smile and catches your eyes lingering on a few choice places. I'll bet. You gained a staggering amount of favour with Ludovico. Weekly takes his gaze off you and examines your location. Yep, same comment as last time. It's fun, adventurous, even a little educational. I love it. You gain more favours with him. Young priest, absolute blur. Yep, he takes you by the hand, leads you around the park, forgetting himself and his giddiness. Yep, same comments last time. A few hours later, you realise it's getting late. The two of you depart together. Looking at Ludwig, you feel today went quite well. Okay, that was pretty much the same as last one then. Alright, okay. 9th Avril 1789. Right, let us have a day of rest. Get rid of exhaustion. Okay, yep. We have got a lot of peril to worry about. Right, explore Paris. Right, we've got researching maximum, abandoned studio, home, fabric sortage, coffee ruin, minions and misdirection, rumourmongers, incident. Let's check out coffee run. Waitress appears to have some sort of emergency. Perhaps he could be of assistance. Okay, there's that one. Outrageous revolutionary gossip. Oh, cheap bourgeois. Yes, we'll do this one. We'll do that one. Rumourmongers, what you over here? Nope. Appears that sit dressmaker you might need a favour. Requires a little guile. Ew. Let's do this one because the old paper bloke wants some bourgeoisie gossip. During one of your explorations of the city, you'll find yourself in a fountain square. Groups of people are clustered together, locked in the kind of deep yet carefree conversations that make you wonder what exactly these people do all day. You wonder to yourself if any of these idle malingerers have jobs until you remember that you too share a similar ill-earned but decadent lifestyle. Excellent. I love it. I can imagine me being all judgmental, remembering actually I'm one of them. Still, you have mounted extenuating circumstances that brought you to this point. What are their excuses? Have they no shame? You break from your increasingly venomous internal accusations when you hear a familiar name mentioned by someone nearby. I take it you used to work for Pierre Redon as well. Oh yes, I used to still gossip to that self-important drunk. After all, he used to be the only game in town. Frankly, I'm glad to be through with that slimy weasel. You would, of course, rush to Pierre's defence if all those vile accusations weren't so true. Now I sell what I find to a far more reputable clientele. Anything juicy lately, the man leans in. I myself heard the most fascinating things about a certain general in the military. The older man put out his hand. If they want to stop what you're doing, why exactly would I share anything I've learnt with you? We're competitors in this business. The new compatriot chuckles. Are we? We all have to do. All we have to do is share our gossip between ourselves and sell it to all to different newspapers at the same time. We'd each make twice the money. Got a point. Well, I suppose that does make sense. I did learn something shocking about a prominent lawyer today. They lean in and stop whispering to their voice. So I try to hear anything. We want bourgeoisie gossip. Once he's finished up, he separates his companion, approaches the old gossip catcher and offers him a similar exchange to the one he performed with his young compatriot. An exchange he seems very able to. The two of you compare notes as you walk away with some interesting gossip about bourgeoisie. He walks away with a complete fabrication. Excellent. Barely seeing a contemptuous smile, you slink home to jot down some valuable notes. A successful day all in all. Excellent. Right, 11th of Avril 1789. Again. Yep. Okay, we might as well. Accept, close. Right, what are we doing when the 11th? We've got a military party. Let's check my wardrobe. Military party. Okay. That's going down. Well, yeah, we'll do that again. Okay, let's go back to the calendar. Right, what we're going to do today. Keep my eye on the time. The abandoned studio. We've got so much to look at. I love the art style. Let us go to the abandoned studio. 20 Peril. Ooh. And unfortunately, studio shut down. There's a lot of peril in that. Let's give it a shot. What's the worst could happen? Tugging at the edges of your hood to make sure your face is in front of you, glance down again at the hastily scribbled address Pierre gave you in his office. In addition to your regular travelling clothes, you have a small bag hanging off your shoulder and a portable lantern with flint. You wait for sunset before heading out, as it feels like these sort of things are better done under the cover of darkness. However, everything feels too bright. Every hanging lantern, every candlelit window, it feels like everyone is staring down at you. Winding your way through the streets of the 7th arrondissement, you can't help but think about you can't help but think how out of the way this place would be for Armand. Yet Pierre said he was still a regular visitor. Despite yourself, you find it heart beating faster and faster as you get close to the abandoned studio. Rounding a corner, you find yourself on an empty street looking across the road at the studio. The windows of the small two-story building have been boarded up, and there's a charred hole in the roof. A sign nailed on the door is closed on orders of the king. Glancing around, you don't see anyone, as if the king's notice somehow closed the entire street. Rather than stand around the middle of the dark street, you hike up your skirts and hurry across the road to the studio. Immediately notice the doors been nailed shut. Check the windows for loose boards. Putting down your unlit lantern, you check the boards of the window, seeing if any of them are loose. On the third one, you find one of the boards is easily gives way, like it's been pulled out before someone else has been here. Gingerly, you take down each of the boards, leaving them in a neat pile by the window to put back later. Secrets are easy to uncover when nobody knows that you're looking at all. You carefully ease yourself through the window, making sure none of your clothes get caught on any exposed nails. Once inside, you close your eyes for a few moments so they'll adjust to the darkness faster. Inside this studio is even darker than you would have guessed. Between the boards on the windows and the lack of lighting in the surrounding street, it's nearly impossible to pick out any detail small on the walls and the doors. You carefully use a flint stone in your base of your lantern to light at them, muffle most of the light with the hem of your cloak. Now that you have a little more light, you can see most of the furniture inside is broken, enough things are missing to make you wonder how much the Guillotine Real seized during the raid. It's also only a matter of time before someone spots you and comes to investigate. Minuet, go to the back room. The entrance to the back room is obvious, and if Pierre hadn't told you about it earlier, you might have mistaken for a closet door. When you go to open the door, you notice the latch has been torn up, as probably a casualty of the raid. Inside the back room is cramped, mostly occupied by a circular table with small chairs. Various notes are pinned to the wall. As they shine a lantern about, you notice a slight glimmer under the table. Yeah. You bend down to fix under the table to find what caught your light of your lantern and glimmered at you from the dark. You find a small scatter of coins. It appears to be at some point in the cast someone dropped their coin purse and never noticed it. It doesn't matter when you get close to Armand, but you'll never turn down a free coin. Okay. You find nothing as a value on the circular table. This particular investigation has cost you precious time. Look at the notes on the wall. You lean close to the notes on the wall and squint to read them. None of them make any sense, as if they were written in another language or some kind of code. No, wait, it's just terrible handwriting. Eventually you deduce the meaning of the malformed letters. All the notes are suggested readings, various books and pamphlets. They seem to cover a broad range of texts related to history and political theory. While some of the authors are French, you notice that most of them are from elsewhere in the context, especially Central Europe. While you're sure the readers is insightful, you won't bring to any class to find an Armand. This particular investment has cost you precious time. You gain some more power. Having learned everything you can from the back, you decide to search elsewhere. Examine upstairs. The stairs crack underneath your feet as you make your way to the second floor. The long and scattered cutlery suggests this used to be a dining area. A small fireplace occupies one side of the room, with a wide swathe of ash piling up on the fireplace and onto the floor. Above the fireplace is off a huge painting hangs in the mantel. We need to keep an eye on that. Ashes on the floor. Bend down carefully, make sure you don't kneel on the swathe of ashes on the fireplace. A cold breeze blows the back of your neck. You look up a charred hole in the roof. The fire must have gotten large enough to set a portion of the ceiling ablaze. The miracle this building is still standing at all. Whoever started this fire didn't have time to do things properly. They just needed to burn something. Needed something burning. You pick the ashes, find fragments of leather, scraps of unburnt paper. The writing paper is handwritten, not printed. It looks like a list of names, a membership list. That's when you spot it. And de Marbo, something written in familiar hand writing on a figment of paper. Armand was here, perhaps in this very room. Maybe there's something else connecting him nearby. Yep, nothing else of value. Power's going up. Your ears pick up sound of voice. They're distant, but it feels like heading in a direction. Glance out the window. You see a flicker of light in a nearby building. Someone must have spotted you. Someone go, well, if they find you here, they'll certainly arrest you. I think it's time to leave. Quickly and quietly, you slunk out the window. At the window you entered, peering through the window, it seems like the case is clear for now. You leave this out the window and onto the street. Outside, you facetiously put the boards back where you found them on the window. Your ears pick up at the sound of approaching footsteps. You spot the reflection of a lantern light off the nearby buildings. They will go well on their way. If they keep moving, you should be gone before they arrive. Without even a look back, you disappear into the dark alley you initially approached the studio from. The authorities may have none the wiser of your deeds. You curse the circumstances led to this dead end. With your bodyguard at your back, you disappear into the night. We didn't get anything from that, did we? Right. You look up to the sound of Camille knocking on the door frame. Good morning, madame. The house rent is due today and are my wages. Yep, pay him. That was quick. Yep. Right. We've got another ball. I think today. I think we're going to call it here. Otherwise, it'll be all right. So we've got a lot to do. So we've got to get gossip on Maximum before the 24th and get invited to the party. Right. Okay. And we've got a rendezvous with our enamoured priest, and that's a problem. That's a huge problem. That's a problem. This is the wrong way around. We need that amount of credibility, and that. Yeah, I wonder if I'm taking too many risks and burning my credibility. That's all for the next time. Let me know how you've got with credibility. If you've come across the same problem I've had. What decisions you made? Are there other ways to get peril down? Because at the moment it seems like I just kind of buying drinks at the start. Do we need to take less risks? Is one thing. Again, nothing to see there. We've got bourgeoisie, 2 days old. So we need to get this lot sold. Right. So I think the plan is, yes, we get these two done, and then on the 14th we go and sell our bourgeoisie gossip, get rid of that, and then we can start working on that there. But anyway, that's all for the next time. I hope you've enjoyed this today. I'm certainly enjoying it. I'm not sure I'm doing very well, but I'm enjoying it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and I shall see you in the next one. Thanks very much. Bye.